Well, if you've been thinking it's been a gloomy winter in Spokane, you're right. But with a couple of days of sun already this week, things may be starting to turn. Meteorologist Matt Gray is explaining the recent changes that are giving us more sunshine. Matt.
All right. Thanks, Derek. And we all know that the Spokane area is pretty cloudy in wintertime. But I tell you what, this year has been just a little bit ridiculous. Since December 1st, Spokane, 65 days with more than 3/4 of the sky covered by clouds. Now, the average, for those curious, to this point in February is 56. Now, I think it's safe to count today as at least a partly cloudy day. It was very nice this morning, which brings us to 11 days with some decent sun since the 1st of December, which is just over half of the normal average. And to top it off on this dreary report this evening, we've had fog reported 61 out of the past 76 days. Woof. But in the past week, there are some signs of optimism. We've seen a little bit more sun, and I think that trend is going to continue. Number one, we are getting more sunlight through the day, 1 hour and 48 minutes more today than we did during the solstice in late December. And I tell you what, that makes a lot of difference in keeping that fog from sticking around and trapping us in those afternoon clouds that we see, especially in December and January. Now, each week that goes by, it makes it easier for that sun to appear by the afternoon. Now, second, we're finally starting to see something that really hasn't been around much this winter, cooler, drier air. You see, in order to kind of break up the clouds and the fog that like to hover over Spokane during calm weather, we actually need things to be active once in a while to stir things up a little bit. But this year, with an active El Nino pattern on the west coast, most of that weather has come up from the south with warm, moist air. And for us, that usually means, well, more clouds. So it's really only when, like right now, we get the cooler, drier air from the north of the east that we get to drop that humidity and we get to see the sun come out during the afternoons. Now, we've got a few more days in this cooler pattern, as Chris just showed you, where we should pick up a little bit of sun. Next week, though, looks like a little bit of hit or miss because we go back to things being a little bit warmer and a little bit more moist out there.